Thank you so much for joining in today's Let Us Talk It webinar, everyone. A very, very warm welcome. Amidst all the situation that is going on, we are grateful that you took out this time and joined today. And we hope that this webinar, these kinds of topics encourage, enriches, and helps you to think more. And definitely we would appreciate if you would come, those who are joining again or joining a couple of times. If you have any topic in your mind, please do let us know. We'd be happy to have guest speakers on those topics as well. And very warm welcome to our guest speaker today, Radhika Thakur. And today's topic of Let Us Talk It is Angular, the future of web and mobile applications, the biggest advantage, the surprising facts, and the dynamic applications of Angular. And companies today are targeting applications for the mobile-first world that work across platforms. It is the central approach for the development project of any web or mobile apps while reaching out to target customers. It might sound insane, but 63% of world's online traffic comes from smartphones and tablets. By the end of this year, 80% of internet usage is expected to come from mobile devices. As you know, we all love our mobiles. Yeah, so coming to Angular, it is an open source front-end framework developed by Google, and we'll come to know more about it from our guest speaker. And you would be surprised to know that the top 10 applications in world, such as PayPal, Netflix, and others, are developed using Angular. So why wait? Let me introduce to you our speaker, Radhika Thakur, who is a UI developer. But while she loves developing apps in Angular, she's a trainer for software courses. And while I tried asking her more about her, she said, no, I mean, I just love building apps. I just love technical stuff. And very, very hard it was to get from her that she loves cooking as well. So that's all we have for Radhika, and over to you. Such a great honor to have you, Radhika.
Thank you so much, John. That was really a wonderful introduction. Well, thank you all for joining this session. So before I'll start taking over, let me just give a little introduction of who I am and what I am, or probably where I'm currently working with. So to begin with, I have overall of 8 years of IT experience, and majorly into the development. When we say development, I was a part of .NET development, I was a part of C++ development. But since the Angular came into the market, I was trained and put into the Angular side. So presently I am working for a company called Accenture, which you might be knowing, some of you might be knowing, at least, as a team lead, and handling a team of 30+ people under me. So the daily, as of now, the daily job involves, of course, developing the app from the scratch level and meeting our customers' expectation, running with the market standards, and keep learning new things. So that was little about me. So without wasting much of your time, shall we start the session? Okay, the silence looks to me like I have to start the session. So yes, you might have heard about this word Angular at least once, right? So today the agenda of this session is going to be, what is Angular? Why Angular? Like, why Angular is more preferred over other languages in the market. If you see, there is a JavaScript, there is a Vue.js, there are so many other front-end frameworks. There's a React. Still, if you see, all the biggest apps today are developed in Angular. So we'll go to that section and we'll see what's the main reason behind that. Okay, so then we will see what are the requirements. If I want to actually start building an app using Angular, then what all I need to install. Then I will show you a live demo of creating a simple Angular project on my machine. Okay. And so that you guys can directly start developing apps on your own. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what is an Angular? So basically, when we say Angular, Angular is a TypeScript-based open source framework developed by Google. Okay, so you might have heard about the term called JavaScript. So JavaScript is a language that was used in the past to write the applications, but there were a lot of disadvantages over the JavaScript. One of the common disadvantages in the JavaScript was we never had the concept of class. So that is why ECMAScript was started. Okay, so what I want to emphasize with this, what is Angular is just a framework, okay, to build some client-based applications, okay. So besides that, whatever is said about Angular is just an add-on to what is Angular. So if somebody asks you tomorrow, what is an Angular? We just have to say that it's basically a whole framework. We just can't define that as a one particular language, because using an Angular, we can develop an end-to-end application. It's not restricted to a part. So that's why we often listen to people saying like, I can learn React, I can learn some other language, but learning Angular is difficult, right? So that is why what is Angular? It's absolutely a framework, okay? So guys, if you have any questions, then please feel free to ask, stop me, and you're open to ask me any questions during this session. Okay, so now is the Angular journey. So I'm sure whoever has joined this call are in Facebook. Everybody might have their own Facebook ID at least. So when Angular JS was started in 2010, so this was the first version of Angular, which Angular team came up in 2010. But this had a lot of disadvantages. One of the major disadvantages is like in today's world, if I just log in my Facebook and if I had to wait for 5 minutes just to load my data and see if I have any notification, then I don't have that much of patience. So loading time in AngularJS was too way high. It was too high that people literally had to back off from using AngularJS. So that is when the whole structure of AngularJS was rewritten. So how it was rewritten was, they formed a completely new team, and they collaborated with the team of Google, and they used the features of Redux, which is a part of React.js. So what I want to emphasize and stress over and over here is like AngularJS and Angular are two completely different languages. AngularJS was built using model view controller, but when we say Angular, it's just all the versions from Angular 2 to Angular 10, which is the current version, which was released last week. Any questions?
Just one interruption, Radhika. Raj is saying that your voice is feeble. Is it for everybody or is it for only a few? Because I can hear you pretty well.
I can hear her pretty well.
I can hear pretty well too.
Okay, then I think we are good to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue.
Juan, please let me know if somebody has any questions even during the discussions as well. I would be happy to answer.
Yeah, absolutely. And anybody, you can put your question in the chat and I can ask, or you can unmute yourself and ask, but we do the question answer session at the end. But please continue, Radhika. Thank you.
Okay. So AngularJS, though it was very popular, it was not successful because people started realizing that if I use this technology, And if my app responds too late, or if my app doesn't respond to time, then I'm going to lose my customers. So that is when Angular 2 was built. That is how the birth of Angular 2 actually started in the market. That is when Google came and said, no, 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 we will fix this. But how we will fix is like, we will completely change the architecture. We no longer want this model view controller architecture. We will build the apps in such a way that we no need, like there will be no, like there won't be any need for us to be, dependent on certain area. I will tell you how it works in my next slides. Okay. Then when Google started this Angular 2, Google also promised to the world that we are releasing Angular 2, but for every next 6 months, you will find our new version with lot of improvements. Okay. And not only that, if you see AngularJS, it was written in JavaScript. Okay. And using JavaScript, if somebody have ever used it, you know how painful it is, because it doesn't support basic object-oriented programming. It just has some standard types and basic stuff. So it's very difficult when you use Angular, like AngularJS with JavaScript. So Google started using Angular 2 with TypeScript. It has many feature like advantages over AngularJS. Okay, so TypeScript is nothing but it is a superset of JavaScript. Basically, even today, you take any like Internet Explorer, Chrome, no browser can understand TypeScript, okay, or the ECMAScript. So we need some compiler which will convert our TypeScript to JavaScript, because today also browsers will only understand JavaScript. Okay, that is when AOT compiler came in picture. So in this, the Angular journey, what we need to understand is that why was AngularJS not so successful and why Angular became suddenly so popular. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Okay, so why is Angular? Okay, so you take any technology, be it is a Java or be it a .NET, majority of your code will be generally written in such a way that maybe some classes or maybe some of the area which will carry most of the code. But in Angular, if I have to build any, like let's say if I have to build this PPT using Angular, then I have this heading portion as a different component and this white color portion as a different component. So tomorrow if something goes wrong in my white color portion, I will not have to change anything in the blue colored area. Makes sense? So that is how all the component based structure works, and that is how we are not much dependent on a certain certain part of an application to make the apps work. Another big advantage of using Angular is it's absolutely free source. You don't need to pay any license charge for it. You go download, start building apps, sell it, make money. It's that simple. So it's absolutely free. Anybody can use it. Anybody can start developing the apps. Another advantage of using Angular is Google support. As we all know, we just can't live without Google. Anything we need, just we'll search in Google and we'll get our answers done. So when we say Angular is a Google's product, then people absolutely have more trust on Angular than compared to other frameworks, because Google knows everything. So, and another very important feature of Angular is Angular can be used to make web applications, desktop applications, and Ionic apps. So you can build apps using any kind of Windows operating system that you want, or any kind of like apps that you want. You can build a mobile app, you can build any kind of app. For example, if I want to develop an app and I'm using React, then let's say I want to build a mobile app. So in case of mobile app, if I use React, then I have to go under a lot of complicated process like integration of Cordova and stuff like that. To avoid that, but in Angular, it has its own library. If we just download that library, we can integrate with Ionic and we can start building the apps. Okay. So the next very important feature of why Angular is code is compiled before the browser loads the app, so it is rendered much faster. I'm just telling you like AOT compiler. Basically, even though we are writing the code in the TypeScript, it is internally gets converted to the JavaScript. Okay, so dependency injection. If somebody asks you like why is Angular so important, if you tell that dependency injection, then you have pretty much cleared your interview. So how is this dependency injection? I really wish to show you in the live example, but for now, I want to emphasize that dependency injection is like where we will be injecting the dependencies of some other services or class into a current class. Okay. So IVY rendering engine. Oh, sorry. So IVY rendering engine is nothing but this was actually started from Angular 8 onwards. When Angular 2 was started, Google team said we are bringing IVY. So after a long wait, finally they released it last year. And with Angular 9 version and all, it is a mandatory to use IVY engine. So what it does is it basically removes the unused code and makes the bundle size very, very small. As a result, we can actually see a lot of performance improvement when your app gets built. Okay, now you will see which all are the applications which are built on Angular. Can you guys just believe that some part of the YouTube is also built in Angular? YouTube with PS3 version is built in Angular. Others, like Netflix, Lego, IBM site itself is okay. So, and weathercast information, good films, and freelancer site, etc. I'm going a little fast because there is some more things. There are some more things to cover. Okay. So, any questions till now? Okay, we will go ahead. So let's get started with an. Yeah. Please, Suran.
No, please go ahead. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So let's get started with Angular. Let's say I am completely new to an Angular and I don't know anything about Angular. So then what I have to do to learn Angular? Okay. So first thing is like you just have to go to this nodejs.org. Okay. You just have to go to this nodejs.org. I'll just show you in the website also. You need two things to run an Angular project. Okay. So go to this site and just download the recommended version, not the latest version, because a lot of times it will not be a stable one. Okay. And just click on the download and go for next. Okay. And your Node.js will be installed on your machine. Okay. So the criteria is you can choose any node version, anything which is above version 9. Okay. So next is how I will check whether node is installed. Let's say I have installed the node, but let's say how I know whether my node version is greater than 9 or not. Okay. Okay. As you can see here, node-v will give you the result of the version of a node. Okay. So in my case, it is 12.16, v12.16. Okay. So once your node is installed, next thing that you need to do is you need to install an Angular CLI. Okay. CLI is nothing but a command line interface that you will be needing some sort of packages to run your Angular application on your machine. Okay, just go there and just type this command: npm install -g. So G here stands for global. So the fact is, it just tells the Angular that install the Angular CLI in the application globally in the machine, so that I can run my Angular app from any part of my machine, be it C drive, D drive, E drive, or from desktop. Okay, I already had this, but it's okay to again install for you guys, so that it's okay to install it once again. Okay, so basically it will develop some kind of CLI packages to run your Angular app. So it will take some time to download, probably 4 to 5 minutes. So once this gets downloaded, we just have to install two things to start your Angular project. One is you should have a Node version greater than 9. You should have an Angular CLI. We are done with Node and now we are installing Angular CLI. Okay. Now the next thing here is while it downloads all our packages, what we will do is you need to find a place where you actually want to develop your project, be it C, D. Okay, so I have this C drive and I will just create some folder and its name is webinar. Okay, you just go to the place where you are actually like where you want to start your project. Okay, so it is taking a lot of time because it has to install it on all your app. Okay, in the interest of time, I will rather. In the interest of time, I will. I wish to terminate this session, but you guys just use this command and it will install, because Angular CLI is already in my machine. That's why I'm not installing it. We will directly start the application. Okay. Now I want to create my project in webinar folder. So I'm just going to my webinar folder.
Yeah, I just have a quick question
Yeah,
to the
please.
audience and Radhika. Yeah, so just wanted to know from the audience that is this deep in technical wise? Is it okay with you all, or do you want a more higher level discussion only? Like, this is real deep technical stuff, so that's the reason asking the question.
Hi, Julian. This is Errol here. So I'm mainly a hobbyist and kind of in the technology side. So I'm not deep into this kind of a thing, but I'm pretty curious to learn from Radhika how this compares against like Express, Handlebar. How does, because there has been a traditional thing about which one compares better. Is it work together in conjunction with it, or what are the specific advantages? Those kind of things. So I think that would be, while she's waiting to install certain thing, if she can share a few words, that would be interesting for me.
Yeah. Can you please? I didn't get that line. You are interested to know like why some of the technologies are better over the others. Is that
Yeah, for
what?
example, like you're talking about from Node.js. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not. I'm not much into this IT field, but I'm more from the enthusiast, let me say, from that standpoint. So I'm familiar a little bit with the Express templates and handlebars, where you can do dynamic rendering and stuff like that. So my opinion was that Angular was also one of those things that could supplement that kind of environment. How does how if you can relate it with those comparatively other technologies, how does it work with, how does it stack up against? That would be interesting.
Okay, so
I
basically,
second the same sentiment, and actually, if you can also emphasize on how this impacts the scalability of enterprise level applications, and also how in terms of just integration, if you can just elaborate on that, that would be great.
yeah, I would be happy to do that. So, okay, the first question is like, why is like you said, a lot of people wants to know what Node is or why Angular. So when I say Angular, like I was emphasizing, Angular is completely framework. But when we say Node.js is nothing but it's just a server-side language. Okay, in a web application like context, it just act as a Java on the server side. Okay, so what is Angular is like, it's basically a completely framework to develop everything right from the scratch. You don't need anything. Here we are using Node.js because we have some npm dependencies which only Node.js can give us. Can I develop an Angular app without using Node.js? No, you can't. You have some dependency over the Node.js. And why Angular over React? React is a library which just directly uses a concept of virtual DOM. What you can do with React, you can build some small applications, you can play it around. But the difficulty starts when you want to do something which works for everything. When I say everything, it means like you want to develop an Android app. Okay, when I'm using React, I literally have to integrate with Cordova, and I had to do so many other settings. In React, there is no concept of two-way binding. What is two-way binding? I have some text field, like I have a search button. I have a registration page, okay, where my username and password and some other maybe house address or the phone number has to be entered. So in this case, what happens is like, unfortunately, I have entered some of my wrong information. Probably by wrong, I have entered an incorrect phone number. So if I have to tackle this kind of situation, which is very obvious, like humans do make so many errors. So, but I have already sent my data. So that will that becomes very difficult, and that will becomes very challenging for the developer standpoint. So in Angular, it supports two-way binding, wherein it has basically, right now I'm telling 123 is my number, you take it as a 123. After some time, I'm telling you 345 is number. When I type the number in the field, instantly the number should get changed. It's not that you're coming back after 5 minutes and telling me that your number is changed. Okay, so while we continue our discussion on this, I just want to enter one command. While it downloads our package, we'll continue this discussion. Okay, so to create any new project in Angular, just type ng space new, and okay, and as somebody was rightly mentioning, how it will have my performance. Everybody wants very good performance and very good look and feel. Okay, so we have something called Bootstrap. Okay, so what is a Bootstrap? Like Julan at the beginning mentioned very clearly that like by the end of this year, 80% of our data is coming through mobile. So today nobody want to log in into the laptop or a desktop and make some food delivery or some online shopping. Nobody wants to do that. But that doesn't mean that there are no people who use laptop and who use desktop. There are still people who love to do shopping from a laptop. So what we need to understand from this is, we need a framework. We need some apps which should look exactly similar way when I open a laptop or when I open my mobile or when I open my choice. It's on the customer's wish to use how he want to use his app. You cannot restrict me like you can only use mobile or you can only use a laptop. It's my wish and it's my choice, and based on my convenience, I will be using any of the devices that I have. So that part will be done by this Bootstrap. Bootstrap is basically a framework which help to maintain the same look and feel of the various apps. So that is why if I am selling some of my product to my customer, he will be happy. He can do anything from his phone. He can log in with his ID, and maybe once he gets over to his home, and he can probably log in and continue his wherever in the cart or do whatever he wants. So this installation in Angular, like we have to integrate this Bootstrap with Angular, and this installation is so easy that within minutes your integration will be done. Within 2-3 commands, your first project in Angular will be created. That is why Angular is so popular. The other important and very important thing is like how we measure a performance of any app, irrespective of I'm using an Angular or I'm using a React or be it any language. Okay, we have spent a lot of theory ki it has to load fast, it has to bring the data. But if I really want to know ki what is happening, let's say I'm having this site and it's loading too fast or slow. So what I need to do is I need to just go to the developer tools. Okay. And there is something called network tabs. Okay. Now we are just refreshing this site. Okay. You can see some green symbol here, right? That means our app is low, like running fast, and there is no congestion over the like there's no problem. Okay. But what if I have too many things to load? Okay. So it may be a simple site, but ideally I may have 1,000 things running in my mind and I want all of them to work simultaneously. So to make it that, what in Angular does is it obeys a concept of lazy loading. So if this would have been an Angular app, which it is not, what will happen is like, I am using this app. Okay. To me, everything is perfect. But let's say I want to go to examples. Okay. So when I'm clicking on examples, only that is when I am bringing the data on the page. Are you guys with me? So I am not bringing all of my page data here. I am bringing the data only which I can see. The moment I again click to documentation, that is when in the backend I am bringing the data. It's not that the data of home, documentation, examples, icon and themes are already there. No, they are not there. But as a customer or as an end user, I feel that all my data is here. So because of this, as a developer, I'm happy that every time I don't have to load all the data from the backend. I would have to just load a very little data that is needed for my application. Guys, are you with me? Or are you getting what I'm trying to say? So the concept of
follow, Radhika.
Sorry, please.
Yep, we are able to follow.
Okay, great, good. Okay. So that is why Angular is preferred because so when I don't have all of these data except the documentation, my page is automatically a very light page. Now it no longer has the data, all the data. So the response time is obviously very, very faster, right? So other things is I just let this installation of the package to, I'll show you. We will, when I'm developing, like deploying the app of Angular, we are removing everything which is not needed, be it anything in the styles or anything. So that is why my app size is very, very smaller. In that way, we can actually, what you say, we can actually increase the performance. The whole purpose is what my customer wants. It should look good, that I'm doing with Bootstrap, and it should have a great performance, right? So that I am already doing it using the lazy loading concept. So beside that, what he wants? He wants security, which we are giving him through authentication and authorization, right? And his money is safe, his data is safe. That's what, that's more than that. No customer would ever want to understand the architecture or how the data is being processed from different sections. Nobody, right? He is getting his data, he is getting his work done. And from a developer standpoint, why we are using Angular? Because its installation is free, nobody is charging you money, all you need is a laptop and some internet connection, rest everything is absolutely free. And if you get stuck somewhere, you have every single documentation available, because Google is strongly backing Angular. Google has every solution. So poor people have literally big, very big groups. If you just search any error, you will get thousands of answers. So as a developer, it's very easy for me. There are thousands of videos in the YouTube. You can just go play from the scratch level. You can develop. It's that is why companies are preferring over to the Angular, because nobody want to invest on the cost. Back in the days when I was a .NET developer, I was using SQL Server. I was using Visual Studio, and the licensing price was too high. Maintaining those server is also very, very high. That is why we are going with NoSQL database, which is absolutely free. We are going with Angular, absolutely free. In this, okay, so we have now created the, and to add on the top of everything, now the editor that I'm using for Angular is also absolutely free source. You don't need to pay anything out of your pocket to learn Angular, if you ask me honestly. Okay, so this is a visual code that is given by Visual Studio, which is backed by again Angular and Google. So just go there and open a folder and go to the path where you have actually just now downloaded. Okay, I just want to show you that Bootstrap integration, then I think so. First, so don't worry about anything if you're not getting, or if you're seeing this screen for the very first time. Okay. All right. So the first thing that you are supposed to here is like just install some npm packages. Okay. So how to run my app? Okay. Just type ng so. This is a command to run any application. I am just running it just to guys to show you guys like how simple it is. Don't do anything, just come here, view, open terminal, and you are done with your Angular first app. Everything is pre-written, and I will just show you how to check which version of Angular I am using. Just go to Control P. Sorry, Control P package. So here you can see it's an Angular 9. Okay, dependencies. Okay, here you can also see a lot of other information. Okay, that's not relevant to us in this context. We just want to see our first app, okay, without typing or doing anything. Okay, so as it's showing like localhost 420 4200, just open the Chrome. All right, so this every single line in this is was pre-written, every single line. Okay, now this looks good, but this is not what I want, right? So I will just show you this integration part. So I just have to want, like if I want to install, just add this command, because like I was referring to that look and feel event from the Bootstrap, and there are also other framework. Okay, let's say my client is very rich, okay, and he wants some fancy controls to add into the UI, and he is ready to sponsor. So Bootstrap is a free source. That's why I was more recommending. But if somebody has more budget, they can go with Telrik. So they are licensed software, and they also give pretty much same look and feel. Okay. So moving on to this, here I will just show you buttons, how it looks in the Bootstrap. So it's just downloading some of the packages. Okay, so okay, you see these various types of buttons. Okay, so in Bootstrap we have navbar, we have everything that is required to develop. I will just show you a simple button. Okay, so how we can do is just go to the style dot, how we can integrate Bootstrap with Angular. Go to style.css that you see here, and just add this command. We are actually importing the CSS package that we just downloaded, and your Bootstrap is now ready. Okay, so well, I may sound a little more technical, but I just want to show you the path of this Bootstrap node modules. This you'll find the path in the what you say in node modules only. So moving on to this app, we'll go to the. I don't want anything that is given by Google, so I'm just deleting everything, and all I want here is button. I probably want a heading as well. Okay, and I would also wish to add this Bootstrap class. So let's just oh, I'm so sorry. Guys, any questions? It is running on the, it will again run on the port number 4200. That is the default port number for running any Angular app. Okay, so Okay, so it's giving me okay, style.css. Okay. Okay, guys, in the interest of time, please. Okay. Got it, I got it. Okay. Let's just remove this for now. And we will run the application. Okay, so
Hi,
the application.
Julian. Looks like there is a
Yes.
problem with the unmute because some are trying to unmute and speak, but we are not able to listen. So do you need to unmute everybody and mute everybody or something like that?
No, everybody, like they can, there is one RN, I don't see his microphone. Who cannot unmute? I'm not sure, but yeah, everybody can unmute themselves.
Julian,
Yes.
I was trying to ask a question.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, basically, my question was, in short, can we say that adding Bootstrap to Angular basically to have a similar framework on laptops and mobile apps?
Sorry.
In short, can we have that understanding?
Yes, absolutely. And Bootstrap is not the only thing. I will tell you some other sites as well, Telerik. You might have heard this term. In case if you have not, so probably this is also another framework, like UI framework, you would say, and it will be a lot of oranges, yellows, and greens. But this has a licensed version. Okay, as you can see, I mean, you can see it have look and feel right by looking at the website. You can probably get your official ID and get a free trial, but please check with your company restrictions on this, and it's not so easy. So this is one of those framework. And other than Bootstrap, we also have something like which is developed given by Angular, is Angular Material. So basically, this is brought by Angular Material, but very few people use this because it's not so much, look and feel wise, it has very simple colors. We don't find too much of dark colors. Rest everything will remain same, but nobody wants simple these days. That's the problem. So other than that, it has limited options. So that's why people generally don't prefer. Like it gives a feeling of somebody who has developed an app of 10 years old or so. So even though it's a Google's own product, not too many people prefer to use that. Majority of the guys go with Bootstrap or they go with Telerik. I have personally used in one of my companies this Telerik, and it is really awesome.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Hi, Radhika. This is Sai.
Hi, Sai.
Yeah, that's a great presentation about Angular. So since you mentioned data binding, I have one question. So you told that Angular supports two-way data binding since the path should be between the real DOM to model data via controller. So there will be a MVC framework, and it is a two-way binding. So, and also you said that React will be a one-way binding since it has a virtual DOM or light DOM. So, do you think like that affects the performance of large scale applications in Angular than React? So, that's why they choose React, I believe. But yeah, please tell me your thoughts.
To some extent, your understanding is right, but we cannot use React everywhere because it's just a small library. Okay, so to answer your other part of question, like you said, controllers or MVC, so that performance that you're referring to, we definitely had that performance. Undoubtedly, we had that performance. So what is happening now is, if you see this, the concept of model view controller is removed. You see this component? Under app, I may have several other hundreds of components. Okay. I will just show you a very GC like navbar. Okay, I'm generating a new component. So what I want to tell you here is, in a MVC architecture, the control always flows from model to view and view to controller. But sorry, LGG. Okay, so we have to just come here and see. So, but in case of Angular, there is no dependency between model to view and view to the data. So any data that flows is directly via service to the component and component to the view. So that has already improved its performance to a greater extent. Only thing is, yes, to some extent you can say, when we say React, it is even more faster, but you cannot develop very complex applications using React. It's just a very small user-friendly applications you can. I hope you have answered your question.
Yeah, I have one more question. So like for example, like if we consider document object model like DOM, so if an element changes, like so Angular will affect the entire tree, right? DOM tree. Where in React it will affect the only element based. So do you think there also the performance of
Yes,
React is
definitely. Yes, obviously. Like whenever we change anything in the when we want to change anything in the Angular, definitely the performance of the DOM will get impacted. That will obviously will have an advantage over the React. But again, when I say Angular, right? See, Angular has a concept of supporting the local storage. It supports so many other features. Like I will just show you. Like let's say I have a login page, and inside a login page I have a home page. So for some reasons I have logged in. Okay.
What can I
And
order it on?
tomorrow, like after some time, if somebody just go to that,
I don't know, I'm asking.
okay, and if somebody just like anybody can type that path and they can log in, but using Angular, using route guards and auth guards, we can restrict everything. I can store a lot of the data in my client side using local storage. So there again, when we see only basis of the performance, yes, React will have some advantage over that. But when we say companies using, like if there are thousands of customers who want to use and there are hundreds of features that need to be developed, not using React we can't do that. I hope you got
yeah.
my point.
So how about like when you are saying like when there are thousands of customers and millions of customers, Angular gives the best performance. So like I have one question. So why like the Facebook is using React completely? So because like that is the biggest app in the world where the number of millions of customers will be there. So like the performance wise, like React is little bit better, right? Since it offers only view in the MVC. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's a myth, but yeah,
Facebook
the world's
is
biggest.
so Facebook is using React undoubtedly, and it does have some kind of advantage. But even in Angular, when we see the topics of Redux, or when we see the topics of like all the whatever the latest topics that we have, they are internally using React. When you say RxJS library, you are importing the same RxJS library that you are using in the React. So Facebook is undoubtedly developed by React, but we have not seen any other apps apart from Facebook which are developed in React and which have been successful. Now, internally also, we are using a React concept to run the Angular applications. Facebook was the only successful product of the React other than any medium-range products.
Okay.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I just want to bring one small thing, like I have created a component. So this is different component, this is different component. So we can do anything here and we can just play it around. Julian, can you please let me know if there are any other questions? And yeah, I mean, before I hand it over to you, I have recently created my own channel called Easy Angular Learning, where I am planning to add some more videos soon, as and when I get time. So please feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And I would be happy to accept your LinkedIn requests and any kind of email communication, even in future too. If you ever need me for any help, please feel free to reach me. Thank you, Julian. Please take it over.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, you are a true advocate for Angular, and make sure Google knows by somehow. I mean, they would be happy that you've almost tried to bring Angular as a next door neighbor. So thank you so much, Radhika. Absolute a pleasure. This is what exactly Let Us Talk It is about. The knowledge sharing, the passion in what you do, and share it with others. So absolute great presentation, and thank you so much. Audience, we still have, we are 4 minutes gone past 1, but still, if you have any question, we would love to, Radhika can still answer them. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, Julian, I have a question. Radhika, is it possible for you to share the deck you just shared with all of us? It has some links, maybe we can use.
Absolutely. It's my own link. There are no copyrights involved. I'll be sharing it with Julan, and I hope she'll just pass it over.
Yeah. That's
and
fine.
Please share it across all the attendees as well, so that they can subscribe my channel.
Thank you, Radhika. That was an awesome presentation, really. And I look forward to those links and connecting with you on YouTube and YouTube
please,
channel.
and guys, please send me a request in LinkedIn too, because I'm very active in LinkedIn as well these days. So looking forward to hear our learnings, and we can share a lot of our knowledge and grow together.
And just wanted to say that the lady who asked you the question and is interested, she is Madhavi, our CEO, Srini's better half. And thank you so much, Madhavi, for joining in.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
when she joins in, it's very few webinars that she joins, but yes, when she thinks it's important, she joins in. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question from anyone? Vaishnavi, do you have a question?
Yeah, Zolan, it was, I have question.
Yeah.
Radhika, as you told that Redux also having, so means React and Redux is a great combination. We have time traveling, debugging, and we can predict the previous state and next state also over there, right? So do we have this type of concept over here in Angular to predict previous state and next state also?
Yes, see, there is a completely the Redux that you are using in Angular, right? Sorry, in React, right? The RxJS library. We are also importing the package from there only, and we are using. So the states that you are referring, basically, what we are doing is like when we can go with the Redux is like when you generally store the data, which is not very straightforward, right? So that is when the state management techniques come to the picture. There is a concept like emitter. It is again divided into too many different sections where we can actually store the data and bring the data, temporarily cache the data. So I'm not sure exactly if it is referred by the same name, but yes, the same concept exists in Angular.
Okay, with the name of what means?
I will just ping you with, I mean, I'm not
Okay,
able to
sure.
recall its name, but I'll just share it with you.
Okay, fine.
Probably,
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give your details to Vaishnavi and she can connect. Yeah.
Hello, this is Sirisha calling. Actually, I have one question. Really, actually, I'm not from the background of Java. Just I know the basic concepts of C, C++, and PLSQL. Still, can we develop an app without knowing any knowledge from Java, or we have to start it from the
I
scratch?
mean, this is a very good question in my view, because whenever I say like in lot of groups, Angular groups, and I have been asked this question that we are not from technical background. All we know is just some basic HTML, and some people even say we have passion, but we really don't know, and we are scared to learn Angular. So all I can tell you is like it's just a mindset. People feel that it is complex, but it is not. There have been, I'm not advocating Angular as such, but it is absolutely not. The biggest advantage is like if you are not following one tutorial, go with the second, third, fourth. There are thousands of links in the Google. Start with the basic example. There is nothing that you can't understand. It's not Latin or a Greek. So if you are saying you have a knowledge in C or C++, you are absolutely have, I mean, you can just develop the apps like anything. Because I never had any language knowledge in Angular. Nobody ever had before 2016. So yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Radhika.
Okay, if we don't have any question, then we can call it a wrap today.
Yeah, I have, sorry, I have just one more last comment.
Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely.
So, Sai, actually, we were handling for a, one local client in Detroit, helping them in, Angular with the AWS Lambda framework. Why the project was, why we had some tough time in finding the right resource skill sets and things like that. What is the complexity? So this is a question for Sai, and then probably, even Radhika also can answer.
Yeah, so we found difficulty in finding a resource who has a good knowledge in Angular, Lambda services, and the backend is Salesforce. So the combination
like you wanted to deploy the app in AWS?
Yeah, not deploy. We will use the services, Lambda services, to connect back to different kinds of AWS environment. So we found difficulty in finding a resource who has these three skills actually.
Well, I think that's very rare combination, because I have been a part of 5 organizations, and I am like in one of my organizations, I was told to, like, it was mandatory to get certified with AWS Associate Developer Certification. But what happens is like AWS is not that often used in a lot of companies. Okay. And by the time you will be put into like by the time you will be trained in the AWS, not everybody will get chance to work on AWS or Salesforce. Most of the people just generally work on very few latest technologies probably. So then I switched my company. Once I got the certification, I didn't use AWS for 1 whole year and I switched my company. So when I switched my company, in my new company, they were deploying the apps in the cloud, but they were using Azure. So I think throughout the companies, we don't have any standard ki majority will use this. A lot of people, again, then I had to undergo an Azure training. So that scales that to when you are referring it with Salesforce, I don't think that would be that easy task, because Salesforce is again a person who knows Salesforce very well. If it's just a matter of integrating Salesforce services, then it would have been an easier. But knowing Salesforce technology, Angular plus AWS is definitely not an easy.
Yeah, I have one question. Like, so I personally, I feel very difficult in in coping up with the Angular application, which is already built, than React application. So do you think
I think that's purely on your mindset. This difficulty arises because you have majorly worked on React, and you have, I'm sure you have worked on React, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And every time you have worked on the React, you have worked on the feeling that Angular is complex and React is easy. Angular is complex and React is easy. So that is why when you want to switch to Angular, right? Of course, it is vast. It is little tricky, but it's not very difficult. And there are also chances like you get confused with some of the concepts which look similar. So learning React and Angular at the same time is actually a confusing thing, if you ask me. So maybe that is one of the reasons. First learn Angular, then you should have gone with React.
Oh, okay. So that was the difficulty we faced with the local client, because we had a proper React and Node.js developer there, and he found little bit difficulty in understanding the already established project of Angular.
I mean, see, when we say a Node.js developer, Node.js is again a different technology, right? We are using Node.js only to support its dependencies. Internally, we are not writing any code in the Node.js server, right? So again, for him to understand an Angular application is like, if he doesn't have a proper knowledge, it will be like starting all over. So maybe that's maybe you might have taken some time.
Yeah, you're right, maybe. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Jiran, are you there?
Yeah. So any other question, Srini?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you, audience, for joining in, being so patient. And thank you, Radhika, once again for for all your knowledge sharing and taking out time for this webinar. Thank you so much.
And what's next week?
And please pass on my thanks to Phil Johns as well. He has been the best coordinator.
Yeah, he is on the call. So
he is on the call.
Welcome, Julian. You're welcome. And Radhika.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Julian, what is the topic next week?
It's just not confirmed yet, but you'll be getting it confirmed tomorrow for sure. Yeah, you'll get the invite for next week, the same time, Thursday, 12 p.m.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Radhika.
Thank you so much.
Feel free to reach me for any time, anything.
Sure. Thank you.